my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I'm going to talk about the compatibility between a Cancer Leo cusp and an Aquarius Pisces cusp. You both have so much to learn from each other. Nagging might be an issue for you, so instead of constantly bugging your Cancer Leo cusp to help you out or do stuff, first, make sure that you're not actually being a hypocrite and projecting and that you're actually doing it too. Sometimes actions speak louder than words, and that is going to be a theme throughout this relationship. So make sure that you are doing what you say you want them to do. For example, if you're getting on their case about leaving a mess, make sure you're not being messy. Or if you feel like they are being too assertive about something, make sure that you're not mirroring their behavior, because you both are kind of mirrors of yourselves. And so if you do something the way that you want it to be done, then they will follow. They will do it too because they mirror you. You get me? You get it? So instead of being like, hey, can you do the dishes? Start doing the dishes, and every time that they do the dishes, be like, oh my God, you did the dishes. That's awesome. But don't reprimand them to be like, you didn't do the dishes, you evil motherfucker. But if you want your words to matter, if you want to get your message across, then you're gonna need to start acting. You're gonna need to start doing the things first. You're gonna need to initiate things. Don't just expect your Cancer Leo to catch up, okay? The Cancer Leo cusp will understand you. They're not stupid. They will understand you. You have this vibe, they're on the same wavelength, okay? They get you. You would totally vibe with them. Totally. Everywhere you go, you're constantly picking up information. And you definitely believe in learning on the job, but you also believe in learning in school. Education's important no matter how you get it. You both learn from your experiences so much, and you have so much to offer each other. Your experiences have such a strong impact on you, and they will have such an impact on your relationship in a very positive way, a very positive impact. You have to make the most of your moments with your Cancer Leo cusp. They are precious. A Cancer Leo cusp will intrigue you. They have so much passion and addictive energy to share with you. One thing I can say for sure is that a Cancer Leo cusp will awaken you. The things that you never even knew that you desired will suddenly become clear thanks to them. Make sure that you keep your criticism to yourself. Don't let that get in the way of your love life. A Cancer Leo cusp would really like how contemplative you are, and they love your take on life. You both have a very similar philosophy. You will definitely take part in your Cancer Leo cusp's journey to self-discovery. At times, you can even act as a guide to help them figure out things, figure themselves out. Remember, there is no end to your growth. Your relationship is a lesson, and you're constantly progressing and growing throughout this relationship. Never expect that to stop. Lower your expectations. Just be open-minded. Being with a Cancer Leo cusp is thrilling. When you meet a Cancer Leo cusp, they might be at a point in their life where they're kind of numb. They're not in a place where they can fully process their feelings. And you might be able to break down those barriers that are actually stopping them from feeling and from finding love. You have a very powerful impact on their psyche. Cancer Leo cusps would really like your style. Thanks to you, a Cancer Leo cusp can really process their trauma and work on themselves. Remember to stay open-minded and try to see where things go. Nothing is set in stone, okay? You have to be open to twists and turns in your life. Sometimes as we grow or we get older, we gain more experience and knowledge to the point where we kind of reach a threshold where we think we know everything, and that's where you see people get really stubborn, no, I know best, or this is the way it is, or I've done it, or I know this and I know that and you don't. That's not a good headspace to be in. You should always be absorbing new information, always be open to change, and understand that what you know, you have only scratched the surface to knowledge, right? There's so much out there to discover, to learn about yourself. You can never stop learning about yourself. It's good to create boundaries, but you always have to be learning about yourself. People change, you change. Whether you acknowledge it or not, change is okay. So just remember that if you ever get to that point where you realize, wow, I'm actually like becoming very like set in my ways, like don't get that way, okay? Because that is going to be the enemy of this relationship, that stopping that growth, okay? So never become rigid in the way you live your life or the way you love. You may feel like you're being pressured a little bit at times when you're with a Cancer Leo cusp, and you do not like being pressured. You are both going to have to make some huge changes to your life if you're gonna make this work. If you wanna be together, it's inevitable. You're going to have to make some sacrifices for the greater good. It's going to take a lot of change to achieve what you want in your relationship, but it's not usually something that you both fear. It's not usually like a big deal. It's something that makes a lot of sense when you both are in it. Remember that shame has no place in a relationship. There's no room for shame. And this happens a lot in friendships, right? There should be no guilt tripping, no blaming. Even if it's in a very subtle way. This can often happen when there's no like love, when it's just platonic. That can be a habit that a platonic relationship takes on over time. And those are patterns that you need to keep an eye out for. Make sure you tune into yourself and keep an eye out on your own behaviors. Check to see if you are acting out of guilt, or if you're being more of a self-martyr, or if you created an environment where one of you might feel uncomfortable or embarrassed. And that is something that you might not realize is happening until you actually like think about it. So take some time, think about that. But it's usually not a huge struggle for couples like in a romantic relationship. A Cancer Leo cusp likes how self-sufficient you are. This may be a very beautiful, loving match, but it doesn't mean that it's going to be simple. Relationships take hard work, especially good relationships. And every day will be a new challenge between the two of you. But you kind of like a challenge, don't you? You're going to have to find a sense of harmony in all of that. Another pattern I advise you to watch out for is making assumptions in your relationship and being critical, very critical, before you know the whole story or before you fully understand everything, like jumping to conclusions. That's not healthy. You might think you know what is right or what is fair, but that type of attitude can cause a lot of guilt and a lot of repressing emotions. Just when you think you can relax after a long day at work, your Cancer Leo cusp asks you to go to the grocery store or to run errands for them, when all you want to do is sit down and watch TV or drink a beer, like just chill out. And you're like, I don't want to do more stuff right now. I just want to relax. Like I had a long day. But a Cancer Leo cusp always has things going on, and they will, like a lot of the time, especially like in committed long-term relationships, they get to a point where they sort of expect you to take care of some stuff, which makes sense. But yeah, that's sort of something you might have to deal with. There's always something that you need to be doing and that they need to be doing. And at times it may feel like time is not really your own to manage. Like you don't really have any time to yourself. So that's something you have to be aware of. This is very common in the long-term future for the both of you. Relationships with a Cancer Leo cusp can be exhilarating. You are a wonderful match, especially when you're both mature, and you can have a mature and stable relationship. You have to be more understanding towards each other and more honest if you want to avoid resenting each other in the long run. But that problem usually only comes up in platonic relationships, like I said. They love how unique you are and eccentric. Sex matters in this relationship. It may even start with sex. There is so much passion in the bedroom. This is hardly ever just like a one-night thing. It's not a one-night stand usually, because there's usually more to your connection, and you both can tell. Like you both realize that this isn't just like a sex thing. Like you actually have a very strong spiritual like mind, body, and soul connection. Like it's a real thing. Like, and so you're not capable of just having sex. Like sex isn't just sex, you know? And you both have this need to explore it. So that's usually how it comes about. You have to be careful when things are going downhill. You don't want to be too controlling. You have a tendency, especially when you're friends, to be very demanding of one another and not really give each other like the freedom. And this is very limiting, and it can cause a lot of hostility and anxiety. Cancer Leo cusps like to keep busy. Just when you want to go out and relax with them, they might have something going on. Like they're working on something instead. And you will have to be okay with that. You might feel like you need to craft up an exit strategy so you can take some time for yourself here and there. Like I said, this is a mind, body, and soul connection. Very powerful. It's very common for you to meet your twin flame in this combination. Your relationship is limitless and it's always expanding upon itself. You think very highly of yourself. There is definitely a strong intellectual connection here. Platonic relationships between these two can lack compassion. And that's the glue in love relationships. That's why it's so difficult to have successful friendships between the two of you, because you both feel like you need to teach each other a lesson. And you don't really have that compassion component. And it might get to the point where you just stop being friends. And sometimes you just lose compassion towards each other altogether. A Cancer Leo cusp would easily share a home with you. Like it wouldn't be difficult for you to live with a Cancer Leo cusp. Marriage is a big yes for this match. As you grow in your relationship and you love each other more and more every single day, and you want to get married and you take your relationship to the next level, then this is the perfect match to do that. And I know I haven't really said that yet for Cancer Leo cuspers. I would say this is one of the more compatible matches for Cancer Leo cuspers and Aquarius Pisces cuspers too. So definitely keep that in mind. This is a good thing. Obviously, there's a lot of other factors that come into that, but yeah, yay! As a married couple, other couples even like look up to you. By being happily married, you show other couples what is possible. Love is possible. Marriage goes beyond the both of you. A Cancer Leo cusp will help you think outside the box. They will encourage you to take a leap. The love that you both feel is so powerful. Especially when you're married, it's like unconditional love. And it can last a very, 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 very long time. Cancer Leo cusps can have their mood swings, right? They're on the cusp of oscillation. So they're constantly back and forth. And their mood swings are a little different than yours. You definitely are feisty. You definitely have your, your own things. But it might feel a lot of the time like you're not really supposed to be the emotional one. Like you're not supposed to have mood swings. Like you're not even allowed to really have mood swings because they decided that was their thing, not yours. A Cancer Leo cusp is very amusing. You might make your Cancer Leo cusp feel a little insecure. You would always surprise your Cancer Leo cusp. Being insecure doesn't usually change how your Cancer Leo cusp feels about you. But when you are the one who's insecure and you're the one who constantly needs validation that they love you, then that can really get under their skin. So instead of them working on their instability, make sure that you're working on your insecurity. Because if you're still working on that, don't really expect things to grow as fast. This is something that you do need to work on so that you can be confident in your expansion and your relationship. A Cancer Leo cusp would fit perfectly into your life. However, if you do have a past or if you currently have any like addiction problems or obsessiveness, or if you are like you get lost in like binging, like if you binge Netflix all the time, you know what I mean? Like if you have that type of attitude towards life and those types of personalities, then that is going to really interfere with things. So that's something I would say would get in your way. Like if you're still a party animal and you like to drink all the time, don't expect this relationship to go your way, okay? Because that's not at the point, you're not at the point where this relationship could work. You're not like in that mindset yet, where you are focusing solely on growth. And a lot of relationships between these two have ended because of that, because you haven't taken the time to fully explore your own needs and explore everything for yourself. And so you couldn't really offer yourself to another person fully. And so that didn't work out for you. But like that happens a lot. So just make sure you're in that right place in your life where you can accept the love of a Cancer Leo cusp and where they can accept you. A Cancer Leo cusp needs you to accept their pride. They can be prideful. And they need you to allow them to be the center of attention for a while. They love to laugh, and if they can make you laugh, then it makes their day. So yeah, if you were born on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces and Aqua Pie, I recently heard that one. I can't believe like I didn't even know that. One of the people who commented on my videos told me about it, and I was like, oh my god, I love that, because we have Sagittarius and Capricorus, and now we have Aqua Pie. Aqua Pie. Or if you are a Cancer Leo cusp, almost got off track there, then please comment below. Like, let me know what you think. I would love to hear whether you have met each other and like, was it awesome? I don't know. I want to know your story. Please let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, please. Brand new year coming up. I'm so excited. I can't wait. Ta-ta.